You see that thumbnail right there? That's your old buddy Josh at 13 years old, in 8th grade. I was already smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, and drinking alcohol back then. In fact, I started smoking weed when I was in 7th grade. I started smoking weed before I even drank alcohol. I mean, you know, in terms of, my parents gave me a beer for my first birthday, if you can believe that. I'm sure I didn't drink the whole thing. I don't remember it, but I guess I got drunk and stumbling, and my mom realized how idiotic it was to give me a beer for my first birthday. Anyway, you're not going to see outside very well here, but I'm driving on 81 north of Roanoke, headed towards Harrisonburg to see my mom. And it's just such a beautiful drive, especially with little traffic. So a Sunday is definitely the best time to travel, because 81 is notorious for having just lots of tractor trailers on here. Anyway, I look back at that picture of me, and I'm just like, I cannot believe I survived. At least to where I am today. I can believe I survived, but I can't believe I survived to be the person I am today. It's amazing to me. Amazing. Because there's so many things that had to go right for me to be where I am today. And it's incredible, frankly. And in fact, I started smoking weed in 7th grade. Because I remember I was in 7th grade at Cathedral Elementary School, or whatever, junior high school in Portland, Maine. As a Catholic school, and there's a guy named, we'll call him Dave P. Dave P. I think he was in 8th grade, but he did not like the fact, he liked this girl that I was kind of dating or going with, and he was jealous, so he wanted to beat me up. And I'll never forget, I was sitting in a class, and he was out there waiting to get in my class, and just staring at me. He's a big guy, and he said, "I'll meet you out." And so we switched class. He goes, "I'll meet you after school, Josh." I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "You know what I mean. Meet me after school." I said, "Oh boy." And he had given me, there was rumors going around that he wanted to fight me and stuff, so it's like, oh boy, we're going to literally meet at the flagpole after school. I was going to get my butt kicked. I was like, I was nervous. I was like, man, I've been thrown around, I've been beaten by my dad and my mom, so I didn't like getting my butt kicked, let's put it that way. It's like, this is not going to be fun. Anyway, so I was resolved the idea I was going to get a good fashion whipping, and met him by the flagpole, a bunch of kids standing around. And I don't know what happened. He had a change of heart. He goes, let's just hang out instead. I just want to see if you're going to show up. That's what he said. Something like that. He goes, I just want to see if you have the guts to show up. And I was like, I got the guts. I mean, I don't think I can take you, but do your worst, and we'll just take it from there. He goes, all right. He goes, let's hang out instead. I said, all right, what do you want to do? And he lived on Congress Street, which is like the main commercial. There's a place called Commercial Street in Portland, which is going along the wharf area, but it's Congress Street, which is a main road for the business activity stuff. And he lived on an apartment above, a lot of the commercial enterprises on Congress Street. So we went to his house, his apartment, and we just started lighting up. And I can't lie to you, I liked it. It took me away from my day-to-day troubles. No one knows my troubles. No one knows my troubles, to quote Ryan Bingham. And I liked it. It made me paranoid when it wore off. I was freaking paranoid as a crazy man, and so I never liked weed as much as I like alcohol because of the paranoia that would always settle in. But I smoked a lot, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. And 7th grade, 12. I mean, and so, I'm just sitting there. None of this is coincidence of how I was able to absolve myself from that. That's the right word. And I'm driving on 81 north to go see my mom in Virginia. So I'm going through the Lexington, north of Roanoke and Montauk County and stuff. It's just I freaking love it up here, dude. It's so doggone beautiful. Virginia's for lovers. That's why I'm here, baby, because I'm the overweight lover in the house. The overweight lover in the house. Who sings that song? The overweight lover. The overweight lover. The overweight lover in the house. That's your buddy Josh. I am the overweight lover, and I'm back to Virginia. All right, ladies. The overweight lover's back. But all right. So then in 7th grade, I was still living on Peaks Island. My dad moved to this apartment, the first floor of a duplex, an up and down duplex on Dean Street, which is a block away from the University of Maine University of Maine Law School. And he wanted me to move in with him, and my mom was happily to oblige him. So I moved in, left Peaks Island in 7th grade, moved in with my dad in Portland, and I was still going to Cathedral then, and I had to walk across town to Cathedral. It's just weird. It's 7th grade. It's no big deal back then, but now everyone's like, "Oh my God!" and I started getting a little bit of trouble and whatnot. Because I was smoking dope. My grades started falling off. And I think divorce really affects people more than I think we recognize, frankly. Frankly, my parents divorced when I was 10 in 5th grade, if memory serves. And while that seems like, oh, it's so sad, and blame yourself, I don't blame myself at all. I was so sick of all the fighting, though. You know what I'm saying? So for them to divorce was almost like a breath of fresh air. And then my dad finally got a job that paid some money, and then he and my mom started looking back to get back together. And it was such a relief. I was like, oh man, now we got some money. And when I'm talking money, we still had nothing, but it was more than what we had before. And I said, oh man, they're gonna get back together. Everything's gonna be right like it was. And when that did not happen, I was heartbroken. Anyway, so I moved in with my dad in Portland. My brother and my sister were still on Peaks Island, and I just it was good. It was a good time right there for me and my dad. In 8th grade, my dad took a job in Washington, D.C., and he moved down there. And then, in turn, my mom moved to Portland on Dean Street, where we were living. And that's when I started King Middle School, which is a public school, because, again, I started to get in trouble at the Catholic school. And from there, it was just, I just met all kinds of kids in my neighborhood and the community that, were just roughnecks, you know what I'm saying? And, white trash, but it's just all kinds of us. And we started just smoking a lot of dope and drinking a lot of beer. And I remember going to 8th grade dance that we had at King Middle School and just get drunk as a skunk and puking all over the place on people. And there's these public pools, and during the summertime we'd hop the fence, go to public pools and drink all kinds of beer and smoke dope to it. As an 8th grade, I don't even know how we got. I literally have no clue how we got that stuff. We used to throw rocks at cars. 8th grade. And it's just up to no good, man. And my grades, it's funny, I looked on newspapers.com, I typed in my name. I was an honor student while I was at King Middle School, so even though I left Cathedral because I was not doing good, I was able to pick it up at least for a semester at King Middle School. It's kind of funny. And I was an honor student there. I'm not sure if the whole year, but certainly a semester. Anyway, long story short. All right, so then my mom meet some guy, older man, 20 years her senior, and we moved to Cape Elizabeth after the first semester of Portland High School with this guy. And that was probably a good thing all in all, because I was starting to go real bad with some friends of mine from Portland High School in terms of just smoking. I played football, I wrestled and stuff, and I was going to play baseball, but I was pretty good at baseball, and I played for Cape Elizabeth, and Cape Elizabeth has a pretty good baseball team. But I was just going south in terms of I just liked to drink and to get high. I'm not gonna lie to you, it just took you away from your troubles, man. You know what I'm saying? And anyway, but that was a tough time for me, dude. It was tough. And then then my dad, basically wants me to move down with him in 10th grade and outside of Washington D.C. in Silver Spring. And so my mom gently suggested I move down there because even though I was on honor roll too at Cape Elizabeth, but I guess I was smoking a lot of dope then. I remember we'd sneak out, me and this guy named Brendan. We just sit under the stars, get high, and we smoked a lot of dope, man. And his older brother supplied it to us. I remember that. I'm just like 8th, 9th, 7th. It's just crazy when I think about it. Like the idea of my own children even now, that's crazy. Anyway, so we go down there, and that saved me from being, I hate to say it, but perpetual homeboy that becomes white trash. The problem is with some of these poor towns, and Cape Elizabeth is not poor, but Portland, Maine certainly is or was. A lot of people don't get the gumption to leave; they stay, and there's tons of people like that who just stay in their hometown, and there's nothing inherently wrong with that. But if I would have done that, I can see myself literally I shudder to think where I would have been. There's nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do, but I can literally see myself saying, this is my place, I'm never leaving. And I thank the good Lord I did leave, and so we got some trouble in high school down in Silver Spring. I've told you this before. I thought my girlfriend was pregnant. I was smoking a lot of dope. I was getting a lot of trouble. I just barely graduated high school. I was in trouble with the law. I just barely went in the Army. All these things happened. When I was in the Army, we got in a lot of fights. We really hurt a guy. Just all kinds of stuff happened. Like, any of these things go wrong, I'm not here today. Now, I'm not saying I'm dead, but any of these things go wrong. Yeah, they did. It's like, in hindsight, you're thinking, damn, dude, you're a freaking clown. But like, All that stuff had to happen for me to be here where I am today. All of it had to. You see what I'm saying? Because it's all learning experience. It's like, I've been a financial planner since 1998. We're going on over 25 years now. And all the stuff that I've captured in my experiences from my 25 years of being a financial planner. I mean, and it's not the good financial planner I am now when I first started out. You just can't be. But if I did not have those experiences, I would not be the person I am today as a financial planner. The same goes with, I would not be the man I am today as a father, as a husband, or your old buddy Josh if I did not have those experiences. And yeah, I look back how many times I dropped drunk. How many fights did I get into? How many, it's insane, man. Insane all the stuff I've done. And just idiotic. How much weed did I smoke? Alcohol, and here I am. Only but for the grace of God. Because if one of those things went differently, just one. I think back to this guy we beat pretty good when I was in the Army. It's like, if that guy, just one thing, man, went differently. Dude. It's insane to me to think about it. And I'm sure you have your things too, without question. But during that time, it's like all these things, like, oh my goodness, why is this happening? Why is this happening to me? And that's where I just think when you doubt God, look, I've never lost a child. I've never been divorced. I don't know. I've never had my wife cheat on me. I don't know how that works. But every time I've been in a place of just depression, like, man, why is God allowing whatever it is happen to me? It's all the time brought myself, by the way. So I don't know what it's like, to be an innocent bystander, have bad things. I don't know. But I just know from my own experience, every single time I said, how come, God? I know every single time it allowed me to get where I am today, in a better place. You see what I'm saying? And so when I hear a lot of people say, well, why does God let bad things happen to good people? I don't know the answer to that, frankly. I don't. But in my own case, bad things had to happen to me to make good things be able to happen to me later on. And to have 4 children, a loving wife, you know what I'm saying, 2 puppies, well, not puppies, but dogs, to be healthy, and to smile, to share my unique skill set with, you guys who watch my YouTube channel. It had to happen for me to be here. And I just when I'm driving up here, I just think about all the times and all the, I always say this when I go on these road trips, but all the people I've hurt, all the people I've let down, all the things that I'm like, oh, why did I do that? Just the idiotic stuff, like, it's embarrassing. And I'm not, I'm ashamed, but I'm not like, oh, you idiot, you'll never, I don't think like that. I just like, man, it's embarrassing, all the idiotic stuff I've done, but it allowed me to be where I am today, kind of like as a financial planner. All the things I was working on in financial planning experience has allowed me to be the wonderful financial planner I am. And that's not arrogant, it's just the truth. I'm a good financial planner. Am I the best financial planner? Well, how do you quantify the best? I don't know. Am I doggone good? Yeah, absolutely. Because I've been doing this for so long. And when you've been doing things for so long and you get to where you are, there's a reason you got to where you are, man. Even if bad things had to happen for you to get to where you are. Anyway, I don't know why I'm yapping here, I'm just driving, so I thought I'd share that with you. But that was me, 13 years old, that's the thumbnail. Already smoking dope, drinking beer, smoking cigarettes, and yet here I am today. It's creepy to think about where I should frankly be. No such thing as coincidence, man. We're all in God's time, and I love your thoughts. God bless.